What does Dory say? She says, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And that's what I'm talking about. Years ago, I used to work for the city. I used to work a lot with some of the community center directors in Albuquerque. There was a particular community center director. I used to ask him all the time, every time he came into the office, how's your day? He would always say, persevering. How are you doing today? Oh, I'm persevering. I want to take a quick second to talk about perseverance. So, perseverance is an unwavering commitment to pursue goals, something that's really important to me. It helps me to maintain drive in my life. And we're going to go through a few of these things here. So, one of the things that it helps me to do is it helps me to take action despite obstacles. It helps to give me the drive to conquer life's tribulations. Everybody has their ups and downs and all that. It helps for me to maintain staying on track and pursuing my goals. It gives me a mental engine that helps turn ambition into reality. So, if I have a persistent goal or something that's really something that I want to accomplish in my life, it helps create that mental engine. Despite roadblocks, despite like I said, adversity, tribulations, it just helps me to keep moving, helps for me to maintain forward motion. It helps for me to not give up during life's ups and downs. Other things that persistence helps for me to achieve in my life: build strength, build resilience, just helps for me to stand up for what I believe in, and just gives me a lot of really important life characteristics that I think are important in life. It helps for me to strengthen my mental toughness. So, just staying persistent, staying focused on my goals helps for me to just be strong, mentally strong, just not really waver from my pursuit. So it's just something that I think is very important. Helps for me to bounce back faster. So if I've got a situation, I did another video on bouncing back. I think is a really important one. So if you get a chance to check that out, do so. Just really being able to fill myself with character, so that if situations do arise, that I can easily bounce back. That's where the mental toughness, that's where the resilience comes into play. It's something that I think is really important to be able to maintain that perseverance. Let's see here. Challenges are necessary for personal growth. Challenges, in my opinion, are vitally essential to one's character. So, too much comfort is detrimental to one's character. If you're just too comfortable, if you're lazy, if you're just trudging through life, not really pursuing anything, you've got no ambition, you lack character. By engaging in adversity and challenges, it forces adaptation, and it forces adaptation that brings new perspective to life. So if you're constantly in a state of rest and you're not engaging in life's challenges, I'm sorry to say, but you're weak. Just maintaining your momentum, uh, regardless of what life throws at you, um, that's gold right there. Just like Rocky says in Apollo, nothing hits harder than life. You think you're tough, you think you're real strong, but sometimes you get hit by life, and it just wants to lay you out. You just lay there, you're dazed, you see stars, you have a hard time picking yourself back up. That's where perseverance comes into play. So, you get knocked out by life, you get back up, you punch harder, and you never give up. And that's where perseverance comes into play. And that's why it's important to me. It helps for me to push through all the BS and achieve my ultimate goals. So the things that I have in mind, I may not necessarily ever achieve them. The fact of the matter is that I will never stop living my life and pursuing, moving forward and trying to get better at what I have going on here in life. I have one opportunity. That's the life that I live, and I'm going to live it to the best of my ability. And that's where persistence comes into play. All right, perseverance. Let's talk about implementing strategy. One of the things that we can do, turn achieving your goals into a challenge. So, a game. Figure out some sort of a game that you can play with yourself that makes achieving your goals fun. Nobody really wants to day in, day out struggle without having any actual achievement. So, turning achievement into challenges and just making it a game that just try to make it a little fun. Envision your realistic goals. You're not going to be achieving your goals if you've got 20 goals on your list and you're trying to do them all at one time. You're spreading yourself too thin. And when you spread yourself too thin, and it's going to basically render you ineffective. Another thing is baby steps. Set small, manageable goals. If you say, hey, I want to be a billionaire tomorrow, or, I want to buy a 7-bedroom house tomorrow, you're probably setting an unrealistic goal for yourself, and you're probably not going to achieve that goal. So if you are working on things one week and then take 3 months off, and then you work on it again for a couple hours, and then you take another 3 weeks off or 3 months off or whatever, you're going to go nowhere. So be consistent with the pursuit of your goals, and that's going to take you places. Another thing is, trying too hard. I mean, you can't force a flower's petals open. It's only patience and time is going to be able to open those flowers' petals. Be motivated, but also learn to go with the flow. The universe has a certain flow to it, and if you try to fight that, you're just it's a losing battle. You're never going to win. So those are things that you can do. Realizing that adversity is part of the process. Adversity is vital to one's character. When you do achieve small successes, celebrate. Celebrate small success. It's going to keep you engaged. It's going to keep you motivated. It's going to keep you flowing forward. Don't stop. Don't quit. Constantly move forward if you can. Get addicted to achieving goals. Get addicted to the grind. Every time you make a breakthrough and you celebrate that breakthrough, guess what? That's dopamine, okay? It's the same thing as video games, screen time, drugs, drinking, speed. Turn it into your speed. When you do achieve goals and you do celebrate those small victories, you will release dopamine. It's going to keep you going. It's going to keep you motivated. And these things are really going to keep pushing you forward and keep persisting in life. A great journey starts with a single step. I mean, I can go through all the cliche sayings, but fact of the matter is do not ever quit. Do not ever stop until we're dead. Keep living your life. Keep loving the life that you live, and celebrate those small goals. Keep that mental engine strong, and get out there and live your life. What does Dory say? She says, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And that's what I'm talking about. This is Laudy Montoya, and this is what's true to me. This is how I live my life. I'm not giving advice that I don't follow. I'm literally just talking about how I live my life, how persistence is really important to me and my drive, and how I move forward in my life.